Across Texas, we're under a statewide lockdown. It is the first time that has happened in over a decade.
The Texas Department of Criminal Justice says the amount of violence, drugs, and contraband are at an all-time high. Our KSAT investigates Lee Waldman was given exclusive access inside a prison in Huntsville, where she saw those problems firsthand.
The deep red walls of the Wynne unit stand out against the grass and greenery. With elevated guard towers and barbed wire fencing enclosing it all, this is exactly how you'd picture a Texas prison. Our day started just like any other visitor or employee of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. A walk through a metal detector, belongings searched, and a pat-down. That got us inside the gated area. A guard buzzed us in for a secondary screening, this time with a canine officer. A second gated area, another buzz in. We were finally inside. The warden, Roger Bowers, and a group with TDCJ brought us into a room to brief us on what we'd see to get the scope of the problems they're finding, not only here at Wynne, but across the Lone Star State. Our first stop, the Wynne unit mailroom.
My name is Margaret Thomas.
Thomas works as the mailroom supervisor here.
We process all the incoming mail. We do search out for contraband, different smells, different textures, different coloring on the paper.
It's been busy. System-wide, more and more attempts are being made to bring drugs through the mail system. On TDCJ's social media, they show Bibles stuffed with meth, packages testing positive for fentanyl, and books positive for synthetic marijuana or K2.
And they're going to try to get it in through the legal mail, which we're more on alert on that.
As a supervisor, Thomas carries Narcan on hand. They have a station by the mailroom door as well.
If anybody gets exposed to it and we see them acting funny or feeling crazy, then we squirt this in their nose.
Our next stop took us to the cafeteria. Because the inmates are on lockdown and staying in their cells, meals are bagged and brought to them.
2,600 offenders, roughly, so we're feeding 7,800 meals a day on this unit.
Warden Bowers then took us to the gym. Dozens of inmates were getting their belongings searched. Mattresses were going through a specialized scanner.
We're trying to process the lockdown as strategically and as safe as we can to make sure that we rid any contraband on the facility so we can return the facility back to normal.
Contraband can be anything from weapons to cell phones. Bauer staff is going through every item the inmates bring with them.
Unfortunately, some of these guys move contraband from one area to another, so we'll take them through a strip search process.
Cortland Wayne King has been here since 2012. He's serving life without parole.
Lockdown is pretty good. It's running fairly like it's supposed to. Lockdown is lockdown.
King showed us his tablet he uses to play games and send messages to loved ones. During a lockdown, visitation is suspended.
I got 8 grandkids.
8 grandkids. What's her name?
Charm.
In another role, Colt Galding waits for his search. Galding says he gets why they're under lockdown. Drugs are at an all-time high.
It is going to be a better place when they get contraband off the unit.
Overall, we have around 121 narcotic dogs, and some of those are puppies still being trained, narcotic dogs across the state.
The dogs are working alongside Intelligence Sergeant Dominic Yanez and his team to clear cell blocks where inmates live.
A lot of times they'll make false walls.
This broken off razor blade was found while we were there. Pieces of fabric are tied together to throw things from one cell to another. After 20 years with TDCJ, Yanez knows what to look for and where.
So I think the biggest difference is the type of contraband that we're finding and also the amount.
We'll be talking about exactly what they're finding tonight on the Night Beat, from cell phones to illicit drugs. It's causing a trickle down of violence inside of TDCJ's walls. We'll also introduce you to a family whose loved one was killed in a scene that's becoming all too familiar. inside prisons. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Lee Waldman.
Thank you, Lee. If you want to see more of our KSAT Investigate stories, just scan this QR code on your screen right now. It'll take you to our KSAT Investigates page on our website, KSAT.com. We'll be right back. The Fed announcing this afternoon that interest rates will remain the same after consistently hiking them over the last year and a half.
It is a critical decision that will help determine the path forward for the economy. ABC's Rena Roy with the latest.
A big announcement from the Federal Reserve deciding to keep interest rates on hold Wednesday.
Given how far we have come, along with the uncertainties and risks we face, the committee is proceeding carefully.
The Fed may be getting close to the end of its rate hiking cycle as inflation cools.
But a few months of good data are only the beginning of what it will take to build confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward our goal.
In the past year and a half, the Fed hiked interest rates 11 times, which has made it a lot more expensive to borrow money, but has helped tame inflation. During the past 18 months, mortgage rates have reached a 23-year high of around 8%. The average credit card interest rate also at a record high, nearly 21%. But some experts predict inflation will continue its trend lower next year.
The best news is that inflation will return to between 2 and 3%. This will allow households and businesses to return to a sense of normal, the type of normal that we enjoyed before COVID.
Powell did stress that even though inflation is down, it is still too high, and future rate hikes may be needed to slow inflation to the Fed's 2% target. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
About 24 Democrats are demanding federal regulators look into the mega takeovers last month by ExxonMobil and Chevron. The lawmakers wrote a letter to the Federal Trade Commission warning the blockbuster deals will likely harm competition. They are also concerned it could raise consumer prices, limit U.S. production, and suppress wages. Back in October, Exxon reached a deal to buy rival Pioneer Natural Resources for $60 billion. Days later, Chevron revealed plans to buy Hess for $53 billion. The FTC has not commented on the request.
Guidelines for lung cancer screening have been updated by the American Cancer Society. The new recommendations for who should get screened and when means that 5 million more people are now encouraged to get that screening. So who's included here? It's adults ages 50 to 80 with a 20-pack year smoking history. No matter how long ago they quit smoking, they should get screened early. So what's a pack year? Well, that's equated to 1 pack per day for a year. People who are still smoking also recommended to get screened every year.
Take another look outside on this Wednesday evening. The sun going down, the temperatures going down with the sun tonight, but that trend about to change.
Yeah, it's going to be another chilly night tonight and start to the day tomorrow. So keep the jackets ready to go, sweatshirts ready to go for the morning. But then temperatures will be on the upswing very quickly into tomorrow afternoon. Right now we're at 62, but look how quickly we drop. By 9 o'clock down to 50. So if you have any outdoor activities this evening, have the long sleeves, the sweatshirt ready to go. And then by tomorrow morning, we're going to dip down, I think, into the upper 30s for most of us. We're going to take a look back in October in terms of temperature, precipitation. Also a look ahead at what's normal and average for November in just a little bit.
San Antonio's Animal Care Services is reporting an uptick in the number of calls for dog attacks. ACS says they've responded to more than 30 calls for dog attacks this year. ACS officials say in all of those cases, the dogs were all owned animals who were off of their properties.
County fire officials are investigating the cause of a deadly fire in South Bexar County. That fire happened around 7 o'clock this morning on Hardy Road near Mathis Road. Fire officials say there were 10 people inside the home at the time of that fire. A 38-year-old man did not make it out.
Texas Congresswoman Kay Granger will not seek re-election. The Granger making that announcement today. She was the first Republican woman to represent Texas in the U.S. House. Granger says she will serve the remainder of her term in Congress.
South Texas Blood and Tissue is partnering with Dream Week San Antonio to raise awareness about the need for blood donations. Local businesses are being challenged to host blood drives, and residents are being asked to donate blood at least 4 times a year. You can learn more at southtexasblood.org, and that's your 60-second recap.
Okay, we knew it was going to be cold this morning, but still, when I stepped out there, you know, when you're still surprised,
Yeah.
even though you know the number.
I didn't
know the
turn the heat on
temperature.
last night. I was surprised when I woke up and the cat was in the bed with me. The cat doesn't even like me.
Tim's that type. Don't turn the heat on. Just let it get nice and cold.
Nice and chilly.
I know, it does feel good. Cold sheets when you first hop in.
Ooh,
I love it.
I am not that type.
Oh, okay.
No. The shucks.
That northern blood.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's talk about our weather headlines. Another chilly night tonight, more of the same, just a couple of degrees warmer than what we had earlier this morning. So near freezing in the hill country, but generally slightly above. I mean, by a degree or two. Then warm and humid by this weekend. Sorry, Tim. I know you like this weather. This weekend's going to be different. All right, take a look at the month of October. Of course, it has come to an end. We were 2.1 degrees above average for the month of October. The warmest temperature 97. The coolest was 42. I mean, October, quite a temperature range we can get, and we sure got it this go around, despite being above average overall. Now, let's look ahead at what we can expect temperature-wise in November, at least in terms of average. The average high today, 77. Obviously, we were well below that. The average low, 55. We were well below that by 15 degrees. But by the end of the month, the average high drops nearly 10 degrees and the average low drops 10 degrees. Of course, it's that time of year where we start to see the averages drop down in terms of temperatures. As for rainfall in October, we had 3.21 inches, which was just over half an inch below average. We got most of our rain, or at least a good chunk of it, one day on the 5th, but then also the last basically week of the month, we got a decent amount just from those daily rain chances. And this was just measured at San Antonio International Airport. I know many neighborhoods had very different amounts, but not enough to really get rid of the drought that we have in place. We had some drought denting rain over the past few weeks, but still 75% of Texas considered in drought. And we have the extreme and exceptional drought around San Antonio and stretching into the hill country. We need more rain. Parts of Texas have had some relief, but overall as a state, we need more of it. We're not going to be getting it soon because of the overall weather pattern and the flow. Most of the precipitation over the next 7 days will be across the northern tier of the U.S., particularly Pacific Northwest. We've got an atmospheric river coming onshore, but around here, we're looking high and dry. We will have an increase in the mugginess outside, so you'll feel the moisture in the air. It's just not going to lead to any rain chances within the next 7 to 10 days. But by Sunday, dew points back in the low 60s, so feeling the mugginess then. Tomorrow morning, 37 in Hondo, 35 Kerrville, 33 Fredericksburg. Seguin will be at 36, 37 around Lackland, and 37 in Stone Oak. Timberwood Park, 35. So another chilly morning. By noon, we're up to 58, and then 67 for the high temperature. So by the afternoon, with that sun on you, short sleeves will be okay, especially in the days ahead. We're back to 80 degrees on Saturday and lower 80s Sunday into next week with morning temperatures back into the 60s. I had to bring you more photos. Okay, this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That is awesome.
That's great.
Straight out of Dumb and Dumber, Lloyd and Harry with the mutt cuts. That is so perfect. We've got the Crayola. A lot went into this. Yeah, Crayola, a brother and sister. Got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Another Palette cart. I love this. And the cup of noodles, homemade.
That is
That's so awesome. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Familiar.
Look at that guy.
Plan.
There's
Yeah.
a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot. Yeah, my daughter and her best friend wanted to be each end of the Slinky dog from Toy Story.
Yeah.
So our friends and I just fell right in line.
Yeah,
you
don't
go.
you love that? Let
It's
the
great.
kids
Awesome.
pick the costume.
Exactly, and then build
Yeah.
around it.
All right, very cool.
Thanks, Cowboy Woody.
That's a little scary if he's
Yeah.
the sheriff around here. We'll be right back.
Betcha.
Somebody's got to be.
In the buzz today, Elton John just sold his Atlanta condominium in one of the most expensive condo purchase deals in the city's history. The Wall Street Journal reports the roughly 13,500 square foot residence sold for upwards of $7.2 million just a few weeks after hitting the market.
Now, his primary residence is in England. The Rocket Man singer used his Atlanta residence as his U.S. home base for decades. The listing agent wouldn't say who bought it, but said they are local and they paid all cash.
Ooh,
Must be nice. The Collins Dictionary has released its 2023 Word of the Year, and the winner is AI, woo! As an artificial intelligence, Collins defines AI as a term that describes the modeling of human mental functions by computer programs.
And raises a whole lot of questions.
Yes, it does.
Stories about AI have dominated the headlines amid the technology's rapid development this year, and we have done a KSAT Explains on AI programs like the all-popular ChatGPT. You can watch that right now on KSAT.com or KSAT+. Okay, Halloween officially in the rearview mirror, so you know what that means.
No.
Time for this, Tim Gerber.
Is this
Starbucks.
peppermint spice something?
I don't know. So, Starbucks is kicking off the holidays with its seasonal cups starting today.
That's what we're
Hot drinks will be served in 4 festive cups clad in holiday red and Starbucks green with a mood-boosting magenta.
Mood boosting. Starbucks says the magenta accent lifts the traditional colors and makes the red even brighter. Ice drinks are also getting a holiday makeover with playful baubles and sparkles.
Is your mood boosted,
No,
Gerber?
not at all. It's just got worse after reading that.
We'll be right back. That is all our time. Thanks so much for watching the News at 6.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll
Yeah.
see you back here tonight for the Night Beat at 10. Have a good evening.